This is my child observation final presentation PowerPoint. My name is Grace Quinn. I'm in class ECCE 1112, fall semester 2020. My purpose statement: in this presentation, I will be discussing 6 individual children who are participating in different activities covering different learning domains. I will go through the running notes I have taken, a checklist, the GELD codes, and standards that are touched on within the pictures. I will also include materials and strategies I would use as each child's educator. First, we have gross motor skills. This child is participating in what looks to be hopscotch. He is able to jump in the air, he has one leg bent behind him, and his arms are extended behind him as well. Gross motor skills material. Within this activity, which looks to be hopscotch, I would include small poles for each child to make 3D obstacles to include in jumping and hopping during this activity. The strategy in this activity, I would support the children by offering different colors of chalk, different small items for them to jump over. Gross motor skills. Domain, physical development and motor skills. Standard, the child will demonstrate gross motor skills. Indicator, develops coordination and balance. I have included the checklist for gross motor skills development. Fine motor skills. The child appears to be using Play-Doh. There are many different colors of the clay as well as molded into different shapes and sizes. This child also appears to be focused in this activity. Fine motor skills materials. I would include cookie cutters and rolling pins with different patterns for each child to be able to create different forms of clay and utilize fine motor skills further. Strategy. As this teacher in the activity, I think I would prompt the children to make a specific thing if they are having trouble using imagination in this lesson, i.e. a dog, a cat, their favorite food, something of that nature. Fine motor skills domain. Physical development and motor skills. Standard. The child will demonstrate fine motor skills. Indicator. Coordinates the use of hands and fingers. I have also included the developmental checklist for fine motor skills in this slide. Cognitive. The child is sorting fabric balls with tongs and different bowls to hold each. It appears the child is sorting the balls by color. Cognitive materials. For this activity, I would include a different texture to sort through, such as beads, to also sort into colors, to further challenge these children. Strategy. I would ask the children where they think each of the items go before they have sorted them and which of them is their favorite color to keep them engaged. Cognitive domain. Cognitive development and general knowledge. Standard. The child will demonstrate problem-solving skills. Indicator. Experiments with familiar objects to solve problems. Here I have included the developmental checklist once again for cognitive. Language. In this photo, the child is using multiple colors of colored pencils. They are looking at a piece of paper and they are holding the pencil as if they are about to start writing. Language materials. I would include different forms of writing utensils in this activity, such as markers, pens, pencils, and highlighters. Strategy. I would encourage each of the children to write about something that makes them happy. This is to keep them engaged with the activity and relate it to real life. Language. Domain, language. Standard. The child will use writing for a variety of purposes. Indicator. Experiments with a variety of writing tools, materials, and surfaces. I've included the developmental checklist for this slide for language. Social and emotional. There is a group of children interacting with each other. They are all holding hands and all of the faces you can see in the photo are smiling. Social and emotional material. I would include a talking stick for each of the children who are speaking so that they don't feel stressed that their classmates will talk over them. Strategy. I would ask the children to go one by one and give their classmates a compliment. This is to help them to better be able to communicate with one another. Social and emotional domain. Social and emotional development. Standard. The child will develop relationships and social skills with peers. Indicator. Plays alongside other children for short periods, observes and imitates other children. Here I have included the developmental checklist for social and emotional as well in this slide. Self-help. This child appears to be buttoning a vest and using a picture frame to keep the vest sturdy. So far, we can tell he has been able to button the vest up to the top. Self-help material. I would also include zips and snaps as well as the buttons to give them as much exposure to real-life problem-solving strategy. I would encourage the children to bring a piece of their own clothing from home to practice on. Domain. Approaches to play and learning. Standard. The child will demonstrate initiative and self-direction. Indicator. Tries inventive or new ways of using materials and completing tasks. Once again, I have included the developmental checklist for self-help. And here's my reference page.